Diabolical Evil. I don't know how else to explain it. This is the CEO of Roca Negra. Lizard Fink. A serpent, if you will. He is on the board of the World Economic Forum, who want to take away all our rights. The dystopian future is approaching. Check out this post by Gammy-chan. Jarvis, pull all the market maker liquidities out of the books. Take down Binance to cause the largest liquidation ever. And then increase hard shilling crypto by 690%. That post follows this Blackrock shill. 13.4 trillion assets under management. Blackrock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin and crypto market are going to expand rapidly. You saw it. I saw it. We all witnessed it. We all watched the Great Purge. We literally watched a black swan happen right in front of our eyes. Do you want to know what's something crazy, friends? I mean, I remember sitting in this squeaky chair. Faisal called me up. Multiple friends called me up in March 2020. They called me up and they asked me if it was all over. And I remember the zombie virus, it looked like it went down so fast. It was about a 48 to 72 hour period. It feels like it happened instantly, but it was about 2 to 3 days. S&P 500 is going limit down. It was absolutely wild. And that whole period, it was a month. And that was like, that's very, very, very fast. That's extraordinarily rapid for the stock market to all have that in the month. I mean, this takes it to a whole new level. We saw scamming in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You know, I really hope we see powerful good news which can show us a white swan event which can impact us to the good side in 5 minutes. You know, I like to think as well for a lot of people who are maybe seeking salvation, maybe they want to turn their lives around. Maybe they've been through some very dark and treacherous paths in their lives. Ladies, liquor, leverage, whatever it is. I would like to think that there's an example out there which we get shown like light beaming out of a cloud. It shows us that you can change your life just as fast as you ruined it. I really would like to see that one day. Are you still bullish, friends? I am. I know it doesn't help when you see like crypto banter titles like this Max Pain ahead. You know, this crypto crash will not end here. Look, for everyone at home and everybody at the back, keep your posture straight, please. My job, so when I'm in markets, it's not about predicting whether the coin flip is going to be heads or tails tomorrow or next week or next month. Or even next year, you don't know, okay? That's not the game. The game is, like, remember, you're not meant to try to pick whether it's heads or tails. You don't know. You're just trying to play the game from a position that gives you an advantage. Just like if you're walking through a park and you know it's going to be rainy, if you carry an umbrella, you put it over your head, you're protecting yourself, right? Yeah, that's like a defensive framework. In markets, you try to look for games where if you're wrong, you're going to lose your bullet. If you're wrong, you lose $1. But if you're right, you're trying to visualize, hey, can big things happen? Can I get more than $1 return? Can I get 5? Can I get 10? That's adding value to the world. You know, all businesses and entrepreneurs look at this as well. You know, they try to invest a little bit and they try to get back a lot. They try to add a lot of value as much as they can, okay? Even if prices, you know, whether they stall out, they continue going sideways, that's short term. We're here for the long term. Always here for the long term. I want to remind you recently as well, Jim Cramer said American Bitcoin investors could potentially lose everything. I would be very concerned if I was sideline bear right now. So I said that, but he did say, yeah, American Bitcoin investors could lose everything. Jim Cramer. Remember, it was wild. He was literally bullish at 124,000. We were like, oh, maybe he's wrong this time. We had a capitulation now. Then he starts getting turbo bearish. I don't know what magic is going on, but man, it's juicy. Isn't it juicy? It also helps, friends. Let's play some Cranky G music a bit. It helps when we see big retailer, normie vibes that are negative. Okay, after big events like this, because it means they're too scared to get in. So we recently saw Tech Lead Let me know in the comment section. Did you also get rugged by him in 2020? Because I did. What was his token again? Million MM? Ah, man, yeah, he did the whole rug pull thing where he never sold the token. He just withdrew money from the liquidity pool slowly. Yeah, now everyone does stuff like that. It's wild. Even Zach XBT did that, friends. Zach XBT, he removed like, I think, $4 million of liquidity. Oh, man, this industry. That's why we really need something to believe in. You know, the crypto, look, Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin rallies in a bear market. Everyone's trying to build beyond that, though. You know, we add decentralization and swaps. We add privacy. We add all the utility. We're making the whole world digital. We're providing solutions for these. We need something for people to believe in, Habib. We need something for people to say, you know what? It doesn't matter if we don't have a bull market for another 3 years because this thing is going to be okay. We need something like that. The answer is not buybacks, by the way, because buybacks rely on activity and volume. And guess what? In a bear market, they drop 95% anyway. We need something to believe in. Tech lead, crypto crash. I'm done. Crypto is all a scam. You know, look, that's okay. Call it all a scam. That's all right. I'm still holding. That's it. You know, it's kind of funny. I always meet people in the real world, you know, and, you know, I don't like telling them I'm in crypto because it's pathetic, you know, but when they do know, they go, oh, like there's something, a lot of times, friends, it's funny. People feel very uncomfortable around me. And like, I know what they're thinking. They're like, oh, crypto, huh? And I just look at me and I'm like, I know, just say it. Call it a scam. And they go, oh, thank God. You know, it is a scam. You know, it keeps jumping all the time. Oh, gosh. You just look at the long-term chart, Habib. You know, you've been telling me the same stuff since when I discovered BTC at 6K, you know. But I get it. It's tough. It's tough when you correlate with the business cycle and it doesn't, you know, go up like it used to, okay? But it's a belief cycle. I'm bullish because all the normies are turbo bearish on crypto. They believe in 4-year cycle. They did 3x leverage, okay? They think holding spot altcoins is stupid. So, look, I know I've been bullish the whole time. I didn't care. Studied the conviction play. Yeah? Look at Marco Saylor. They laughed at him when he was buying Bitcoin at 20K, 30K, 40K, on the way up 60K. Yeah. Who's laughing now? He's laughing. Okay? All the 4-year cyclers, all the non-believers, they got purged. They're gone. It's never been safer. Yeah, and look, I know, friends, like sticking my neck out Charlie Kirk style, like to say that, but it's true. We forced out heaps of liquidations. It's never been safer. Just like after zombie virus went down 75% for the entire crypto industry, that was the safest point to get in. What did it feel like though? Felt like the world was ending. Felt like it was game over. Felt like there were many dead bodies. Market makers exploded. Exchanges running Ponzi's. Many bad things are going to come after. I heard it all. I was there. Everyone said, just you wait, just you wait. You know, there's dead bodies coming out. This exchange is actually insolvent, etc., etc. That was the safest point to get in, but it felt like the most dangerous. That's what we're witnessing right now. All those people doing the leverage as well, that they were 4-year cyclers. They were 4-year cyclers. They were hoping to sell soon, you know. So they didn't think everything would run up 10x in the next 2 to 3 months. They thought it would run up about a 3x, and they were doing 3x leverage. 3 times 3 is 9, rounded up to 10. That's how they were trying to make their 10x. You know, and I know that number because the crowd expected about a 10x from about a year and a half ago. I remember. Everyone expects about a 10x. So when, unfortunately, this is supply-demand mechanics. When the crowd all thinks of an idea themselves, it's very important to see what they're doing. Unfortunately, you and I couldn't peek into the centralized exchanges. You know, they're centralized for a reason. Only they could see that everybody had a 3x leverage long. That's why it all pinged down. Let me know what you think as well. Binance start refunding people, handing back money, $400 million. It's almost like they're admitting guilt. You know? That's what it looks like. You know, if they didn't do it, they'd be hated. If they did do it, they're still hated. That's just the game, man. That's the exchange cabal. We know about that. They're going to keep doing that. And if they don't do it, Cuck Coin does it. They all do it. All right? It's a cabal. They think it's better to buy a post-pegged stablecoin instead of an unbacked one, believing something. Now, that last comment, friends, remember, yeah, it is related to PDI. And it does sound like a joke. But, you know, it's kind of funny. Everyone sits around here and they're like, oh, no, look at this big meme coin that's supported by Elon Musk, Dogecoin. Habibi, you know, in 2021, they tried to boycott CoinMarketCap for adding the meme coin sector. Did you know that? People literally tried to boycott the coin ranking websites for having a sector called memes. People came out in droves saying this is an abomination. Now will never be taken seriously. You are killing the crypto industry if you even write the word meme coin sector. They didn't know what to call them. It was just like useless dog coin. It's kind of funny. Now memes are like a staple of the lexicon, the vocabulary in your mind. Back then it was like really contrarian. By the way, Doge did a 220x. Shiba Inu did a literal 1 millionx. 1 millionx return. Shiba Inu's user base went up 1,000 squared. It went up 1 millionx. No, it went up 1,000x. Yeah. So Shiba Inu went from about 1,000 holders to about 1 million. It was actually from January, it was 1,000 of 2021. By December, it was 1.3 million. I remember because I checked the numbers. It's about 1,000x. And by Metcalfe's law, you get the user growth base rate and you square it to get the price growth. So you do 1,000 times 1,000. That's 1 million. That's how much the price went up. Shiba Inu went from 45k market cap up to 45 billion. I know these numbers off by heart because I wanted to see, once I was discovering Metcalfe's law and doing all this stuff in 2022, I wanted to see, I go, you know what? I wonder if this thing worked for Shiba Inu, and it did. Metcalfe's law did. It's all about the user base growth. Whoever made this, Mr. Turbo Pegged, whoever it was, this is genius video.
This is worse than the time Richard hot-footed P-Dye 3 times and sent it to 0.
P-Dye is garbage, bro. Total scam. Wait, why is it pumping so hard? Hold up, 200X. Wait, it pegged?
That's awesome, man. That is a work of art, you know? Hopefully, with this reinvigorated energy with Pulse Chain, we continue forward. There's better things to come. Remember, the business cycle has just been down, friends. You know, don't correlate the length of, say, Richard, you know, not doing what you want him to do. Don't correlate that to the business cycle in terms of, and think that Richard's controlling it. He's not. Okay. If Ethereum was 6,500 by the end of last year, we would have been everyone would be in a totally different situation, but it wasn't. Okay. You and I are going to make it. Like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.